Hi, welcome to Speak English with Joe. Are you ready to boost your English confidence? In this video, we will explore the difference between should and must, two commonly confused modal verbs. By the end of this lesson, you will know exactly when to use each one, master their structures, and avoid common mistakes. If you find this lesson helpful, please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more grammar tips. And stick around for the quiz at the end to test your knowledge. So let's get started. Should is a modal verb used to give advice or suggestions, express what's right or expected, and also talk about the right or best thing to do in a situation. For example, you should study for your exams to get good grades. Should is used here for advising someone to study because it is beneficial for achieving good grades. It also implies that studying is the right thing to do in this situation. 2. He should apologize for being late. In this sentence, should expresses both advice and expectation. It advises that apologizing is the right thing to do. It also implies that others expect him to do so as the proper action. Now that we know what should mean, let's look at the grammatical structure in forming affirmative or positive sentences. To form affirmative sentences, we've got the subject, followed by should, then the base form of the verb. For example, they should exercise regularly. They is the subject, followed by should, then the base form of the verb exercise before the rest of the sentence. 2. You should drink plenty of water each day. You is the subject, followed by should, then the base form of the verb drink before the rest of the sentence. Knowing how to form affirmative sentence is good. What if we need to express the opposite? So let's explore how to form negative sentences. To form negative sentences, we've got the subject, followed by should not, which can be contracted into shouldn't, then the base form of the verb. For example, she shouldn't skip breakfast. She is the subject, followed by shouldn't, which is the contracted form of should not, then the base form of the verb skip before the rest of the sentence. 2. You shouldn't ignore health problems. You is the subject, followed by shouldn't, which is the contracted form of should not, then the base form of the verb ignore before the rest of the sentence. Let's explore the structure in forming interrogative sentences or asking questions. To do that, we've got should, followed by the subject, then the base form of the verb before the question mark. For example, should we call him now? Should comes first, followed by the subject we, then the base form of the verb call. After that, the rest of the sentence before the question mark. 2. Should I wear a jacket today? Should comes first, followed by the subject I, then the base form of the verb wear. After that, the rest of the sentence before the question mark. Must is a modal verb used to express strong obligation or necessity. Indicates that something is important or required, and also express certainty or a logical conclusion. For example, you must wear a seat belt while driving. Must in this sentence shows strong obligation, indicating a rule or law that you are required to follow. It's non-negotiable and necessary. 2. She must be tired after working all night. Must in this sentence expresses certainty based on logical reasoning. Given that she worked all night, it is very likely, almost certain, that she is tired. Let's look at the grammatical structure in forming affirmative sentences with must. To do that, we've got the subject, followed by must, then the base form of the verb. For example, employees must arrive on time. Employees is the subject, followed by must, then the base form of the verb arrive before the rest of the sentence. 2. You must submit your report by Friday. You is the subject, followed by must, then the base form of the verb submit before the rest of the sentence. Let's explore how to form negative sentences with must. To do that, we've got the subject, followed by must not, which can be contracted into mustn't, then the base form of the verb. For example, you mustn't smoke in this building. You is the subject, followed by mustn't, which is the contraction for must not. Then the base form of the verb smoke before the rest of the sentence. 2. Students mustn't use phones during classes. Students is the subject, followed by mustn't, which is the contraction for must not. then the base form of the verb use before the rest of the sentence. To form interrogative sentences or ask questions with must, we've got the modal verb must, followed by the subject, then the base form of the verb before the question mark. For example, must I complete this task today? We've got the modal verb must, followed by the subject I, then the base form of the verb complete before the rest of the sentence, then the question mark. 2. Must they attend the meeting? We've got the modal verb must, followed by the subject they, then the base form of the verb attend before the rest of the sentence, then the question mark. Let's delve into the key differences between should and must. 1. In terms of level of obligation. Should is a recommendation or weak obligation. For example, you should eat more vegetables, while must expresses a strong obligation or necessity. For example, employees must follow safety rules. 2. Use in advice versus rules. Should is often used for giving advice. For example, you should take breaks during work, while must is used for rules, laws, and important requirements. For example, drivers must stop at red lights. 3. Certainty. Must can express certainty about something. For example, she must be the manager. She's giving instructions. Let's look at some common mistakes people make in using should and must. 1. Confusing should and must in recommendations. For example, it's incorrect to say, you must try the cake if you are only recommending it. That is incorrect because must is used for strong obligation or necessity. So the correct sentence would be, you should try the cake, because should is used for advice, suggestions, and recommendations. 2. Using must for personal opinions. For example, it's incorrect to say, you must visit Paris. It's beautiful. This sentence talks about personal opinion. So it's incorrect to use must because must is for strong obligations. Therefore, the correct sentence would be, you should visit Paris. It's beautiful. Because should is used for recommendations or personal opinions. 3. adding to after should or must. For example, it's incorrect to say, you must to leave now. That is incorrect because we only add the base form of the verb after should or must and never to. Therefore, the correct sentence would be, you must leave now. Now, you know when to use should and must. I would like to test your knowledge with this quick quiz. But remember, should is used for giving advice or suggestions, while must is used for strong obligations or necessity. Give it a try and leave your answers in the comment section. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more insightful lessons. Thanks so much for watching, and see you again in the next lesson. Goodbye.